Okay, this is it. Part 3, as I promised before. It's your favorite ghost tour guide who's been brave enough, or possibly foolish enough, to dive headfirst into the paranormal underbelly of Sweet Home, Alabama. This is part 3 of my Alabama's Most Haunted series. And while it's sad to say this is the final chapter in this haunted hometown trilogy. Yep, we've wandered through cemeteries, peered into haunted hotels, crept through cursed churches, and ducked a few angry spirits along the way. But now it's time to wrap this ghost story up like a biscuit at a church potluck. And listen, I just want to say, covering my home state has been way more fun than I expected. I mean, where else can you pass a Dollar General, a chicken joint, and a haunted asylum all within the same 5 miles? Alabama may not have a state lottery because apparently scratch-offs are more dangerous than spirits. But buddy, we've got plenty of ghosts to go around. It's like the ghosts heard we didn't have much going on entertainment-wise and said, say less. From the face in the courthouse window that refuses to leave, to spirits so active in hotels you'd think they were part of the cleaning staff. We've seen it all. These hauntings might just make you keep a Bible in your glove box and sage in your pocket. Now don't worry. Just because this is the last of the Alabama series doesn't mean the hauntings stop here. Oh no, we're taking this spooky roadshow across state lines. But before we cross state borders, we've got a few final Alabama locations to explore. Places so haunted they make a night in a Waffle House bathroom seem cozy. So, grab a flashlight, say a prayer, and maybe don't watch this one alone. And hey, thank you for riding shotgun on this haunted highway through the heart of Dixie. I may be saying goodbye to Alabama's ghost stories for now, but the spirits? Oh, they never leave, so let's get into part 3 of Alabama's Most Haunted and see who's still hanging around after the credits roll. Let's do it. Welcome to Screamville. If you've ever cruised through Newton, Alabama, you might have stumbled upon a bridge over the Choctawhatchee River. You probably noticed a peculiar spot known as Skitos Hole. It wasn't just any old depression in the ground. This hole has a story that's been haunting locals for over a century. Back in December 1864, during the tumultuous days of the Civil War, William Bill Skitos Sr., a Methodist minister, met a tragic end. Accounts vary, but many suggest he was accused of desertion by the local Home Guard, led by Captain Joseph R. Breer. Some say he left the Confederate Army to care for his ailing wife. Others believe he was aiding Union sympathizers. Regardless, his fate was sealed when he was hanged near the river. Now, here's where things get eerie. Bill was a tall man, and when they tried to hang him, his feet touched the ground. To remedy this, the executioners dug a hole beneath his feet to ensure the deed was done. But after his death, that hole became the stuff of legend. Locals noticed that no matter how many times they filled it with dirt, debris, or even tried to pave over it, the hole would always reappear. It was as if the ground itself refused to forget the injustice. Some believed it was Bill's restless spirit keeping the hole open as a silent protest. Adding to the mystique, tales began to circulate about the fate of those involved in Bill's execution. It's said that each member of the lynching party met untimely and mysterious deaths, including Captain Breer, who reportedly died after being struck by a falling tree limb. The same type of tree from which Bill was hanged. Talk about poetic justice. The legend gained further notoriety when Alabama author Catherine Tucker Windham included it in her book 13 Alabama Ghosts in Jeffrey, ensuring that Bill Skitos' story would be passed down through generations. In 1979, a bridge was constructed over the site, and by 1990, efforts to reinforce the riverbank finally kept the hole filled. But the legend lives on. A monument now stands near the original site, commemorating Bill Skitos and the mysterious hole that refused to stay filled. So, if you ever find yourself in Newton, take a moment to visit Skitos Hole. It's a poignant reminder that some stories, no matter how deeply buried, have a way of resurfacing. Sitting along the banks of Autauga Creek in Prattville, Alabama, the Daniel Pratt Cotton Gin Factory stands as a testament to the South's industrial past. Established in the 1830s by Daniel Pratt, a New Hampshire industrialist, the factory became the world's largest manufacturer of cotton gins, supplying machinery globally. However, its foundation was built on the labor of enslaved individuals, a fact that complicates its legacy. Pratt utilized enslaved mechanics as collateral for loans and expanded his operations with their labor, intertwining the factory's success with the grim realities of slavery. Beyond its industrial significance, the factory is shrouded in local legend, most notably the tale of the Lady in Black. According to lore, a young boy named Willie Youngblood tragically fell to his death in an elevator shaft within the factory. Overcome with grief, his mother, dressed perpetually in mourning black, is said to have drowned herself in the nearby creek. Her spirit, the Lady in Black, is rumored to wander the factory grounds, eternally searching for her lost son. In recent years, efforts have been made to repurpose the historic structure. The factory is undergoing renovations to become upscale apartments, a transformation that has sparked discussions about preserving its complex history. While some celebrate the revitalization, others emphasize the importance of acknowledging the site's ties to slavery and its haunted lore. The tale of the Lady in Black serves as a poignant reminder of personal grief amidst broader historical tragedies. People say she now roams the grounds, sobbing, screaming, and just generally terrifying trespassers. One guy swore he saw her standing by the factory door. He left so fast he didn't even close his car door. Visitors and paranormal teams have reported hearing unexplained voices, especially a woman crying and calling out for her son. Others have claimed to hear whispering when no one else was around. One investigator even claimed it sounded like someone repeatedly muttering, "Where is he?" Multiple witnesses say they've seen full-on shadowy figures darting between the columns inside the cotton gin. Some say the spirits move unnaturally fast, while others report the classic standing and staring from a distance vibe. Either way, they're not there to clock in for the night shift. Even in the middle of Alabama summer heat, people say they feel cold chills while inside the factory. Ghost hunters have recorded sudden drops in temperature by as much as 20 degrees in specific rooms, especially near the old elevator shaft. Goosebumps aren't just from ghost stories, they're from ghosts. Investigators from shows like Deep South Paranormal reported their equipment glitching inside the gin. Fully charged batteries would drain instantly, and EMF meters would spike near spots with no power lines. Some visitors claim they've felt unseen hands on their backs or shoulders, gentle at first, like a ghostly, "excuse me," but occasionally more forceful, like, "get out." One girl even said something yanked her ponytail. Ghost etiquette apparently doesn't include personal space. Photos taken inside the gin often show strange orbs, flashes, or streaks of light that weren't visible in real time. One photo reportedly captured what looked like a woman in black, standing behind a group of tourists. Only no one remembered seeing her, and she wasn't in any other photo. Some of the eeriest reports involve faint music and laughter, like an old-timey piano or a child giggling in the dark, both of which are horrifying, especially if you're the only person there. I think ghosts need to stop trying to create ambiance and just rattle chains like the good old days, don't you agree? As Prattville moves forward, the Daniel Pratt Cotton Gin Factory stands as a symbol of the town's intricate history, a place where industrial ambition, human suffering, and supernatural tales converge. The challenge lies in embracing this multifaceted legacy with honesty and respect, ensuring that the stories etched into its bricks continue to be told. Nestled in the serene woods of Haines Island Park near Franklin, Alabama, the Nancy Mountain Trail offers more than just a peaceful hike. It comes with a side of spine-tingling legend. Picture this: a Civil War-era woman named Nancy, dressed in flowing antebellum gowns, still wandering the trail, lantern in hand, searching for her lost family. It's like a historical soap opera with a ghostly twist. Nancy's tale begins with her son enlisting in the Confederate Army. When news of his death arrived, sans body, Nancy refused to believe it. Every day she trekked down the mountain to the river, pail of water in hand, hoping to greet her son returning on a steamboat. Talk about dedication. Most of us can't even commit to a gym routine. Her husband, perhaps tired of the daily hikes or genuinely concerned, set off to find their son. Tragically, he was later found frozen to death near the grave of an unknown soldier in Tennessee. Nancy, now alone and grief-stricken, vanished without a trace, and her home, it was reclaimed by nature. Nestled in the serene woods of Haines Island Park near Franklin, Alabama, the Nancy Mountain Trail offers more than just a peaceful hike. It comes with a side of spine-tingling legend. Over the years, hikers and campers have reported sightings of a woman in period clothing gliding down the trail with a lantern. Some even claim to have seen her floating because walking is so last century. One park ranger recounted campers fleeing in terror after such an encounter. Apparently, ghostly apparitions aren't part of the typical camping experience. Even dogs aren't immune to Nancy's presence. Author Joe Kuhaj shared that his usually adventurous Labrador Archer refused to hike the trail, opting instead to whimper and head back to the car. If a dog won't go, maybe it's best to heed the warning. For those brave enough to explore, the trail is most atmospheric in the early morning when fog from the Alabama River blankets the area. Just remember, if you see a floating lantern, it's probably not a new camping gadget. So, if you're in the mood for a hike with a side of haunting, Nancy Mountain Trail awaits. Just don't forget your pail of water. You never know who might be thirsty. In the quaint town of Columbia, Alabama, Columbia Manor stands as a testament to both Southern charm and supernatural intrigue. Built in 1864, this historic residence has witnessed the ebb and flow of time, bearing silent witness to the lives and stories of its many inhabitants. Over the years, whispers of unexplained occurrences and eerie happenings have enveloped the manor, earning it a reputation as one of Alabama's most haunted locales. One of the most chilling tales from the manor involves a 19th-century doctor named John Yarbrough. According to local lore, Dr. Yarbrough engaged in a clandestine affair with a nurse at the manor. When the affair became public and his wife discovered the betrayal, tragedy ensued. The nurse was found hanging from the chandelier in the main foyer, and shortly thereafter Dr. Yarbrough took his own life within the manor's walls. These events are said to have left an indelible mark on the manor, contributing to its haunted reputation. Visitors and paranormal enthusiasts report unexplained phenomena, such as disembodied voices, cold spots, and apparitions resembling a man in a doctor's coat and a woman in a nurse's uniform. Some claim to hear whispers of sorrow echoing through the halls, attributing these occurrences to the restless spirits of Dr. Yarbrough and the nurse. Columbia Manor's haunted history has garnered national attention. It was featured on the television series My Ghost Story Caught on Camera, where investigators documented chilling electronic voice phenomena and shadowy figures that seemed to defy explanation. Embracing its spectral status, Columbia Manor transforms into a premier haunted attraction each Halloween season. The manor opens its doors to thrill seekers eager to experience its spine-tingling offerings. With meticulously crafted scenes, professional actors, and an ambiance that blurs the line between reality and the supernatural, it's no wonder that the manor has become a must-visit destination for horror aficionados. The Halloween attraction isn't just about jump scares and eerie decor. It's an immersive experience that taps into the manor's authentic haunted history. Guests often find themselves questioning whether the chills they feel are due to the cool autumn air or the lingering touch of a restless spirit. The manor's genuine paranormal background adds a layer of authenticity that few haunted attractions can boast. The manor's haunted lore is rich and varied. Visitors and paranormal enthusiasts have reported a myriad of spectral sightings and inexplicable phenomena. From disembodied voices echoing through the halls to fleeting apparitions glimpsed from the corner of one's eye, the manor seems to be a hotspot for otherworldly activity. Some tales speak of a former resident who, unable to part with her beloved home, continues to roam its corridors, ensuring that guests feel her presence. In fact, back when Columbia Manor's haunted reputation garnered national attention from the television series, the episode was titled Paging Dr. Death. Paranormal investigators delved into the manor's mysteries, capturing chilling electronic voice phenomena and documenting shadowy figures that seemed to defy explanation. Each Halloween season dubbed 13 Nights of Terror, the manor opens its doors to thrill seekers eager to experience its spine-tingling offerings. With meticulously crafted scenes, professional actors, and an ambiance that blurs the line between reality and the supernatural, it's no wonder that the manor has become a must-visit destination for horror aficionados. The Halloween attraction isn't just about jump scares and eerie decor. It's an immersive experience that taps into the manor's authentic haunted history. Guests often find themselves questioning whether the chills they feel are due to the cool autumn air or the lingering touch of a restless spirit. The manor's genuine paranormal background adds a layer of authenticity that few haunted attractions can boast. Beyond the frights, Columbia Manor serves as a hub for community engagement. Proceeds from the Halloween events often support local charities and initiatives, turning terror into tangible benefits for the town. It's a heartwarming twist to an otherwise spine-chilling experience, proving that even in the realm of the supernatural, goodwill prevails. For those brave enough to visit, Columbia Manor offers more than just a haunted house. It's a journey into the unknown, where history and mystery intertwine. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the manor promises an unforgettable experience that will leave you questioning the boundaries between the living and the dead. So, if you find yourself in Alabama during the Halloween season, dare to step into Columbia Manor. Just remember, while the actors may be in costume, some of the manor's residents might not be pretending. Kendall Manor, sitting in the historic town of Eufaula, Alabama, stands as a testament to 19th century Southern grandeur and mystery. Constructed between 1861 and 1867 for planter James Turner Kendall, the mansion showcases Italianate architecture designed by H. George Whipple. Its completion was delayed due to the Civil War, but upon its conclusion, the manor emerged as one of Eufaula's most distinguished residences. The manor's history is deeply intertwined with the Civil War era. As Union troops advanced, Eufaula braced for potential devastation. However, news of General Lee's surrender arrived just in time, sparing the town from destruction. This fortunate turn of events allowed Kendall Manor to remain intact, preserving its historical and architectural significance. Over the years, Kendall Manor transitioned from a private residence to an inn, welcoming guests who often reported unexplained phenomena. One of the most frequently mentioned apparitions is that of Annie, a former nursemaid known for her strict yet caring nature. Visitors have recounted sightings of Annie, especially when children are present, suggesting her protective spirit lingers. Another spectral figure associated with the manor is a man on a white horse, believed to appear as a harbinger of impending tragedy. This ghostly rider's presence has been linked to moments of misfortune, adding a layer of foreboding to the manor's lore. Guests have also reported encounters with a woman in Victorian attire and a young girl, both seen on the porch and in the downstairs areas. Additionally, a tall man wearing a top hat has been spotted in the parlor doorway, vanishing before any interaction can occur. The manor's architectural features, such as 18-foot ceilings and Italian marble mantels, contribute to its eerie ambiance. These elements, combined with the reported hauntings, have made Kendall Manor a subject of interest for paranormal enthusiasts and historians alike. While the manor is now a private residence and not open to the public, its reputation as one of Alabama's most haunted locations endures. Stories of ghostly apparitions and unexplained events continue to captivate those interested in the supernatural. Troy University in Troy, Alabama, a place where the marching band is loud, the football games are legendary, and the ghosts, well, they're just trying to earn their degrees in haunting. Hawkins Hall, a stately building on campus, is rumored to be home to a phantom professor who never quite made it to tenure. Students have reported hearing chalk scribbling on blackboards in empty classrooms and the faint sound of lectures echoing through the halls. Some say, if you leave an apple on a desk overnight, it disappears by morning, either a ghostly snack or a very health-conscious janitor. The legend of Sally at Troy University is a well-known campus ghost story, particularly associated with Shackelford Hall. According to campus lore, Sally was a student residing in Shackelford Hall during a time of war, possibly World War II. After receiving news of her fiancé's death in combat, she was overwhelmed with grief and is said to have taken her life in the stairwell leading to the attic on the 4th floor. Since then, students have reported unexplained occurrences in the building, such as flickering lights, malfunctioning air conditioning, and mysterious noises at night. Some residents have even claimed to see a woman in white staring out of windows, or to experience vivid dreams involving a ghostly figure. Bibb Graves Hall, renamed John Robert Lewis Hall, which is one of the oldest buildings on campus, has an elevator that some say has a mind of its own. It reportedly stops on floors no one has selected and opens to reveal empty hallways. A few students have entered the elevator on the 1st floor, only to find themselves inexplicably on the 3rd, with no memory of pressing any buttons. It's the only elevator where taking the stairs might be the less exhausting option. The university's renowned marching band, the Sound of the South, has its own ghostly tale. During late-night rehearsals, musicians have heard extra instruments playing ones that aren't part of the ensemble. Some believe it's the spirit of a former band member who couldn't resist one more performance. Just hope the ghost sticks to the beat. Trojan Arena, where countless games and events take place, has a seat that's always mysteriously occupied. Staff members have noticed that one particular seat remains warm, even when no one has been sitting there. Some say it's a die-hard fan who, even in the afterlife, refuses to miss a game. Now that's school spirit. Hell's Gate Bridge in Oxford, Alabama. A structure so steeped in mystery and rust that it could give your grandma's attic a run for its money. Built in the 1930s, this one-lane bridge was designed for a time when cars were smaller and ghosts were presumably less ambitious. It gracefully spanned the Archaeological Creek, serving as a vital connection for locals until it was closed to vehicular traffic in the mid-2000s due to safety concerns and perhaps an overabundance of spectral hitchhikers. The bridge's ominous nickname, Hell's Gate, isn't just for show. Legend has it that if you stop your car in the middle of the bridge at night, turn off the engine and lights, and peer into your rearview mirror, you'll see the fiery gates of hell itself. Talk about a hot take on rearview visibility. Adding to the bridge's eerie reputation is the tale of a young couple who met their untimely demise there in the 1950s. The story goes that their car veered off the bridge into the creek below. Now, if you perform the aforementioned ritual, one of the lovers might just join you in your car, leaving a wet spot on the seat. It's the only time a ghost has been accused of not wiping their feet before entering. Despite its decrepit state, the bridge has become a magnet for thrill seekers and amateur ghostbusters. It's like the local haunted house, but with more tetanus risks. The structure has been blocked off with cement barriers and chain-link fencing, but that hasn't stopped intrepid explorers armed with flashlights and a questionable sense of adventure. Over the years, the bridge's notoriety has only grown, thanks in part to social media and the internet's insatiable appetite for spooky content. It's featured in countless blogs, videos, and even made it onto lists of America's most haunted places. Not bad for a bridge that's been out of commission longer than most reality TV shows. Local authorities have debated the bridge's fate, with discussions ranging from demolition to preservation as a pedestrian walkway. However, the combination of structural instability and supernatural squatting rights has made any decision a complex one. After all, it's not every day you have to consider the opinions of both engineers and exorcists. For now, Hell's Gate Bridge remains a rusting relic, a testament to the power of folklore and the human fascination with the unknown. It's a place where the line between reality and legend blurs, much like the line between bravery and foolishness for those who dare to visit. In the heart of Camden, Alabama, Gaines Ridge Dinner Club is a charming antebellum home-turn restaurant that serves up Southern hospitality with a side of spectral intrigue. Built in 1827, this historic house has been dishing out delicious meals and ghost stories since its transformation into a dining establishment in 1985. The building's rich history and eerie ambiance have earned it the reputation of being one of Alabama's most haunted eateries. The original owner, Reverend Ebenezer Hearn, was a Methodist circuit rider and War of 1812 veteran. His spirit is said to linger in the halls, perhaps still delivering sermons to the otherworldly. Guests and staff have reported sightings of a tall, gaunt man in black, believed to be Hearn himself, roaming the premises. But Hearn isn't the only ghostly resident. A female apparition has been seen floating past windows and heard screaming and calling out. Some speculate she was a former mistress of the house who met a tragic end, her sorrowful spirit forever tied to the place she once called home. Adding to the eerie atmosphere are unexplained phenomena, like the scent of pipe smoke wafting through rooms where no one has smoked, and the sound of a baby crying when no infants are present. These occurrences have left diners and staff alike questioning whether their senses are playing tricks or if the supernatural is at play. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, Gaines Ridge has become a beloved dining destination. The restaurant is renowned for its southern cuisine, including a black bottom pie that's to die for, figuratively, of course. This dessert has even been featured on the Alabama Tourism Department's list of 100 dishes to eat in Alabama before you die. Owner Betty Kennedy, who has managed the restaurant since its inception, embraces the haunted history with a sense of humor. She recounts tales of hearing her name called when no one else is around and spotting mysterious figures. "Anything that happens here that can't be explained, we blame the ghost," she quips. So, if you find yourself in Camden with a craving for Southern fare and a penchant for the paranormal, Gaines Ridge Dinner Club awaits. Just remember, if your fork levitates or your dessert disappears, it might not be the waitstaff. Perhaps the ghosts are just hungry too. Perched atop Goat Hill in Montgomery, the Alabama state capitol is not just a beacon of political history, but also a hotspot for ghostly tales and spectral shenanigans. Built in 1851 after the original structure succumbed to fire, this Greek revival masterpiece has witnessed pivotal moments, from Jefferson Davis's Confederate inauguration to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Civil Rights March. Yet, beyond its historical significance, the Capitol is rumored to host a variety of restless spirits. Among the most persistent apparitions is the Confederate widow. Desperate to locate her husband's final resting place, she roamed the Capitol's halls in life and, according to legend, continues her search in death. Security guards have reported sightings of a woman in Civil War-era attire, her footsteps echoing through the corridors, perhaps still awaiting news that never came. Adding to the Capitol's eerie ambiance is the tale of Will Oakley, who in 1912 fatally shot his stepfather over a property dispute within the Capitol's walls. Since then, faucets in nearby restrooms have been known to turn on by themselves, with some claiming the water runs red. A chilling reminder of Oakley's attempt to wash away his guilt. Then there's the enigmatic Lady in White, a figure draped in a flowing white gown, her long dark hair obscuring a face said to bear animal-like teeth. Often spotted along Dexter Avenue, she silently traverses the street, exuding an unsettling energy that leaves witnesses both intrigued and unnerved. Next up, in the heart of Selma, Alabama, Sturdivant Hall stands as a pristine example of Greek revival architecture, and perhaps the South's most genteel haunted house. Built between 1852 and 1856 for Colonel Edward T. Watts, this antebellum mansion boasts towering Corinthian columns, intricate ironwork, and a cupola that offers panoramic views of the city. But don't let its stately appearance fool you. Beneath the stuccoed brick lies a history teeming with intrigue, misfortune, and a few restless spirits who apparently never got the memo about moving on. The most famous ghostly resident is John McGee Parkman, a banker who purchased the home in 1864. Parkman's tenure was short-lived and tumultuous. As president of the First National Bank of Selma, he became embroiled in cotton speculation during the Reconstruction era. When the investment soured, Parkman was arrested by Union authorities and imprisoned. In 1867, he attempted a daring escape, aided by friends during a Mardi Gras celebration. Unfortunately, the plan failed, and Parkman met his end, either shot or drowned, before he could taste freedom. Since then, visitors and staff have reported a plethora of paranormal activities. Chairs rocking on their own, doors opening and closing without cause, and latches mysteriously unfastening are just a few of the eerie occurrences. Some have even heard phantom footsteps pacing the second floor, only to stop abruptly at the staircase. One particularly startled visitor claimed to have been pushed by an unseen force while exploring the upper level. And let's not forget the two unidentified little girls often seen gazing from the upstairs window, because every haunted house needs its share of creepy children. Adding to its spectral resume, Sturdivant Hall is also featured in 13 Alabama Ghosts and Jeffrey, specifically in the tale titled The Return of the Ruined Banker. The story recounts Parkman's tragic demise and his alleged return to the mansion, forever seeking to clear his tarnished name. It's like a 19th century PR campaign, but with more moaning and fewer press releases. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, Sturdivant Hall has become a beloved museum, meticulously restored and maintained by the city of Selma and the Sturdivant Museum Association. Visitors can tour the grand halls, admire period antiques, and if they're lucky or unlucky, experience a brush with the supernatural. Just remember to be polite. You wouldn't want to offend any lingering spirits with a penchant for Southern hospitality. In a twist of irony, the mansion was named after Robert Daniel Sturdivant, whose estate bequeathed $50,000 for its preservation as a museum. So, while Parkman haunts the halls, it's Sturdivant's name that adorns the entrance, a posthumous real estate snub, if there ever was one. So, if you find yourself in Selma, with a hankering for history and a tolerance for things that go bump in the night, Sturdivant Hall awaits. Just be sure to mind your manners. After all, even ghosts appreciate a courteous guest. Lucas Tavern, nestled within Montgomery's old Alabama town, is a historic gem with a spectral twist. Built circa 1818 along the Federal Road in Waugh, Alabama, it served as a vital stop for travelers journeying between Washington, D.C. and New Orleans. In 1820, Walter and Eliza Lucas took ownership, transforming it into a renowned haven known for its warm hospitality and hearty meals. Notably, in 1825, the Marquis de Lafayette, the esteemed French hero of the American Revolution, spent a night at the Tavern during his grand tour of the United States. Eliza Lucas, the heart and soul of the Tavern, was celebrated for her gracious demeanor and impeccable service. Her dedication turned the establishment into a cherished respite for weary travelers. After the decline of the Federal Road's prominence, the Tavern transitioned into a private residence in the 1840s and remained so for over a century. By the 1960s, it had fallen into disrepair. Recognizing its historical significance, the Landmarks Foundation relocated the building to Old Alabama Town in 1978, restoring it to its former glory by 1980. Following its restoration, tales of Eliza's lingering presence began to surface. Visitors and staff reported sightings of a petite woman in Victorian attire, often seen smiling and waving from the tavern's doorway. These encounters, described as warm and welcoming, suggest that Eliza continues to play hostess, ensuring guests feel at home even in the afterlife. However, Eliza's spectral appearances aren't limited to friendly gestures. During a committee meeting held in the tavern, a participant became notably agitated. Suddenly, a burst of ash and smoke erupted from the fireplace, enveloping the individual. Attendees interpreted this as Eliza's disapproval of the man's conduct, a reminder of her standards for decorum. In another incident, two employees engaged in a casual conversation about the historical district's operations. Without warning, a door detached from its hinges and crashed to the floor beside them. Such occurrences are believed to be Eliza's way of expressing her opinions, ensuring the tavern's legacy is upheld with the respect she deems appropriate. Beyond Eliza, legends speak of a young girl named Matilda who once resided in the tavern. Tragically, she drowned while playing near a creek. Visitors have reported hearing her laughter echoing through the halls and glimpsing her reflection in mirrors, suggesting that her playful spirit still roams the premises. Today, Lucas Tavern serves as the entrance to Old Alabama Town's living block, welcoming guests Thursday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. While it no longer offers food or lodging, the tavern invites visitors to step back in time and perhaps experience a brush with its storied past. Whether drawn by history or the allure of the supernatural, guests often find themselves enchanted by the tavern's enduring charm. Moundville, Alabama is home to one of the most significant Native American archaeological sites in the United States. Beyond its historical and cultural importance, the Moundville Archaeological Park is also enveloped in legends and reports of paranormal activity, making it a focal point for those interested in haunted histories. Moundville served as a major political and ceremonial center for the Mississippian culture. At its zenith, the site encompassed 29 earthen mounds arranged around a central plaza, covering about 185 acres. These mounds were primarily used for elite residences and ceremonial structures, reflecting a complex societal hierarchy. The site's design and artifacts suggest it was a hub for regional trade, governance, and religious activities. However, by the 16th century, Moundville experienced a decline, leading to its eventual abandonment. Over the years, Moundville Archaeological Park has been associated with various accounts of unexplained phenomena. Visitors have reported seeing unexplained lights emanating from the larger mounds at night. Additionally, there have been accounts of hearing phantom drumming and other sounds reminiscent of ancient ceremonies. Park staff and guests have described encounters with shadowy apparitions, sudden drops in temperature, and feelings of being watched, particularly near certain mounds and wooded areas. Some individuals have recounted personal experiences where they felt a palpable change in energy after performing traditional chants or rituals on the mounds, suggesting a lingering spiritual presence. Located near Moundville, the J.W. Whatley House, also known as Woodland, is another site steeped in haunted lore. Believed to be built atop former slave quarters and possibly a cemetery, the house has been the subject of numerous paranormal reports. Residents and visitors have reported hearing strange noises, such as footsteps and whispers, and witnessing objects moving on their own. Even though some reports suggest the house may no longer stand, accounts of supernatural activity in the area persist, indicating that the spirits associated with the site remain active. Today, Moundville Archaeological Park is managed by the University of Alabama Museums and is open to the public. The park offers a museum, educational programs, and events that delve into the rich history of the Mississippian culture. While the park does not officially promote ghost tours, the tales of hauntings add an intriguing layer to the visitor experience. And for our last stop on this Alabama journey is none other than Sweetwater Mansion in Florence, Alabama, a place where history and hauntings go together like sweet tea and humidity. Built in 1835 by General John Brahan, a War of 1812 veteran, this stately brick home has seen its fair share of Southern charm and spectral shenanigans. Designed for his son-in-law, Robert M. Patton, who later became Alabama's governor, the mansion was constructed using bricks made on site because nothing says DIY project like building your own haunted house. But let's not get too cozy. Sweetwater Mansion isn't just a relic of antebellum architecture, it's a veritable ghost convention center. Over the years, it's been a Civil War hospital, a county jail, and now apparently a hot spot for the afterlife social gatherings. Visitors have reported everything from phantom footsteps to disembodied whispers, making it the perfect destination for those who enjoy history with a side of goosebumps. One of the mansion's most chilling tales involves a grieving mother and her dearly departed son. Legend has it that after her son Billy died in the Civil War, his mother couldn't bear to part with him, so she kept his body in a secret room in the basement. Talk about a family that really sticks together. Paranormal investigators believe her spirit still lingers, perhaps waiting for someone to finally take out the trash, or, the corpse. And then there's the mystery room, a space with no doors, only accessible through a small window. It's like the mansion's version of a VIP lounge, but for ghosts. No one knows what it was used for, but it's probably where the spirits go to discuss the living's fashion choices and laugh at our attempts to try to communicate. Visitors have also reported seeing a woman in 19th century attire, lovingly arranging flowers or straightening furniture. It's comforting to know that even in the afterlife, some people just can't stop tidying up. The mansion's staircase is another hot spot for paranormal activity. Some believe it's a portal to another dimension, while others think it's just a really drafty stairwell. Either way, it's best to hold on to the railing, both for safety and to avoid being pulled into the spectral realm by a mischievous poltergeist. Despite its haunted reputation, Sweetwater Mansion has been featured on paranormal TV shows like Paranormal State and Most Terrifying Places in America. It's like the mansion has its own IMDb page, which is more than most of us can say. So, if you're looking for a spooky adventure, this place has all the credentials. In conclusion, Sweetwater Mansion offers a unique blend of Southern history and supernatural intrigue. Whether you're a seasoned ghost hunter or just someone who enjoys a good haunted house story, this mansion has something for everyone, living or otherwise. Just remember to be polite. After all, you never know who or what might be listening. And that, my friends, wraps up Alabama's Most Haunted Places Part 3. From haunted plantations and phantom-filled battlefields to ghostly grannies stomping around old mansions, Alabama did not disappoint. I gotta say, I've had the time of my afterlife digging into these haunted hollows, creaky staircases, and shadowy cemeteries. My EMF detector is fried, my flashlight's possessed, and my nerves, long gone. As someone who was born and raised right here in Sweet Home, Alabama, it's been an absolute blast exploring my haunted backyard. Ghosts here are polite, dramatic, and full of Southern charm. Some offer you tea before they slam a door in your face. Others just whisper cryptic nonsense from the attic and expect you to piece together a century-old murder. Classic Alabama hospitality. And hey, if you've never been to Alabama, what are you waiting for? Come for the biscuits, stay for the ghosts. We've got mountains, beaches, cotton fields, and creepy back roads where your GPS will absolutely betray you. It's a beautiful state, especially if you like your scenery seasoned with a little paranormal pepper. But don't get too comfortable, y'all, because now we're headed east. That's right, it's Georgia's turn. The land of peaches, ghost-ridden mansions, and of course Lake Lanier, where the water's deep, the stories are darker, and the ghosts come with floaties. I've heard that place is so haunted, even fish refuse to swim straight. I can't wait to dive, figuratively, not literally, into the haunted history of Georgia. I've got my suitcase packed, my sage bundles prepped, and my last nerve hanging on by a thread. If Alabama was a Southern Gothic novel, Georgia might just be the horror movie sequel with extra jump scares and possibly a haunted Waffle House or two. So make sure you're subscribed. I've got more ghosts to meet, stories to tell, and probably at least one dramatic moment involving a raccoon and a thermal camera. You do not want to miss what's coming next. Georgia, I'm coming. And to all my viewers out there, thank you for joining me on this haunted road trip through the heart of Dixie. I work hard on these stories. Seriously, I haven't slept in weeks. So show some love by hitting that like button, sharing the video, and telling your weird cousin about it. Every ghost deserves a little screen time, right? Until next time, stay curious and stay creepy.